What's going on, guys? Clone Force 23, Roger Mack here, aka Alec, and I've got my boy Alex here. Say hello to the people.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello
Hello
there.
there. If that is a cue on who we're going to be talking about, my favorite Star Wars character of all time, the number one troll, the master of the high ground, we're going to be talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Kenobi, baby. I love
Kenobi,
this.
baby. Yeah. So this is going to be actually two deck lists in the same video. One is going to be more optimized for just the competitive scene, and then one is a little bit more gimmicky. Feel free to subscribe, like the video if you can. It would greatly help us out starting out the new channel. Feel free to comment if you have any questions or suggestions. We try to respond to everyone that we can. Other than that, let's get into it. So, looking at Obi-Wan, not going to lie to you, I was a little worried about his viability. He seemed a little lackluster when he got revealed, and I was sad to see that. I was like hoping he was just going to be some broken answer to the meta. But after playtesting it a little bit more, he seems to fill this specific role in the game, which is the 6 resource turn. So a lot of these decks, the 6 resource turn is a big swing, and it almost usually decides who wins the game. And with Obi-Wan, you have a Sentinel built in, and of course, right, we're gonna compare him to Chewie because Chewie is the same
Mm.
thing, blue hero with Sentinel flip, but he's on 7. And generally, especially if you're looking at a deck like Boba Fett, um, or something along those 6 5 resource leaders, the game's done by then. You don't get to 7 resources
Yeah.
without ramp. And to have the Obi-Wan play could be a huge swing to the game, just this huge sentinel. And so the best way that I felt to pair him up with is mono blue. Again, why not play vigilance for 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
um, so this is the list. There are some set 3 cards that have made it in. There are some that I used that I ended up cutting, unfortunately. um, but the big one, and the one that I want to talk about, is I have the high ground. um, the other mono blue leaders, other than Chewie, you could argue, uh, don't really make use of this card because while Mono Blue plays, all kinds of Sentinels from 3 cost and up, your leader now has Sentinel. So it's not like, oh, I needed to play a Sentinel and then wait a turn to play Eye of the High Ground. It's like you have a leader flip into the high ground play, which again could be a huge tempo swing to the deck. Um, the notable card that ultimately got cut, which I really love this card, and it just did not feel great in playtesting for me, was Hello There, which I really just wanted
Mm.
to play the 2 Obi-Wan blue spells with him in his deck, but um, it didn't, like, the timing of it is just odd. You gotta like almost wish you don't have the initiative just in the order of operations so that they can play their turn to play and then you Hello There. Um, who knows? It may work it back in with real life testing once the set is out, but ultimately I did decide to cut it from the list. But this has felt really really nice. I've been saying Blue Hero is getting just a little bit disrespected with their turn 1 plays. I was hoping we got a great turn 1 play Blue Hero.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Ray makes use, I think, of that. The Jedi Padawan ship. I can't remember what it's called. The 2-drop mono blue one. It's like a 1/3, but um,
Yeah.
Obi-Wan can't really buff that up, and it relies on having a force unit on the field, which we have an abundance of, but it's conditional. So,
And you're
of
probably
course,
not seeing.
Guardian the Wills
Yeah.
being our like default if we want a 2-drop card like forever.
Yeah, and with that ship, you just don't see the benefit early on if you're not getting that force boost from the unit or upgrade that's out there.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, Restored Arc is just still makes the cut.
Yeah, and that ship is like with the force boost, it's just a 2/4, which like doesn't take out any of the other ships in one swing. In Ray, like I said, it's much better because then it becomes a 3/5, so it can get rid of the three
Oh yeah.
HP ships. But and then Barris, the one drop force is great, but like other than just playing force throw with her on turn one, it gives us nothing to play a 1/1 on turn one and then do nothing else.
Yeah. It's the turn one still feels a little bit lacking in blue. Um I mean, in testing I could see that like Queel is maybe your ideal turn one just to like get that
Yeah,
additional card advantage. Um I really like I really like how tech feels in these kind of like these blue control type decks just for that extra option later on. Um
yeah,
what I really like looking at this is the Razor Crest. Um that 3/4 in space is great, but pulling out some equips when you need it, especially when you've got a lot of those chonkier blue units that are out there, it could really make it a little more of a viable turn. You also can achieve that on your flip turn with Obi-Wan, which makes him unstoppable, arguably.
right. Yeah, yeah.
um,
Well, hope we don't hit Rivals Fall. Yeah,
yeah.
Razor Crest, it was like space feeling space week, right? I mean,
Mhm.
we have Conquer Dawn, but then it was like between Conquer Dawn and then the Redemption turn, we're just kind of space week. And the four was like always System Control Craft, right? So it's
Mhm.
already a 3/4. And I was like, all right, I'm trading out the Sentinel, but I'm getting my devotion back. That's what I was kind of thinking, where we're
Sure.
stalling, we're kind of trying to control the game till the sixth resource flip. And then that's when they start have to dealing with our board. We can start putting on the offense. And if our devotion like was popping off in the early game, healing us, like stabilizing us to that six resource turn, then your Razor Crest, which has Restore to itself, a 3/4 in space with Restore to, but then I get Devotion back. And like you said, on the Obi turn, I could Razor Crest Devotion something.
Mhm.
And that could just be a huge swing of tempo. And then on top of that, Jedi Lightsaber is just the most insane, scary card to put on a a Jedi, a Force
Absolutely.
user. So yeah, that going on Obi-Wan. It must be said, I forgot the other set three card that kind of hard to notice. I'm trying out Pow City.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think this
So
is the deck for
yeah,
that.
yeah, Obi-Wan Sentinel deck coming out, and he's a 4/8
Mhm.
on the sixth resource. That's huge.
And just imagine, I mean like the the ability to on the flip turn flip your Obi-Wan that's got 8 health and then drop an Obi-Wan unit that's got 6 health. That's
Right,
14 damage that they have to do in one
right,
turn to not have you have the advantage. And then you're moving into your bigger your Lukes and Redemptions after that. So
right.
they're going to
Yeah, that's the swing. We're just going, all right, now you guys deal with this. I'm going to attack your base now.
it's and that's what it definitely feels like in this late game blue is I'm making it impossible after like 6 and 7 to deal damage to my base, and I'm just gonna start hitting real big. Like
Right.
in like most testing, it's like I have no damage on your base, and then after this, I'm dealing an average of like 8 to 10 to 12 per turn.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It just feels great.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's just the sustainability where like half of our units have restore and the
Mhm.
other half don't. Like so there's many ways for us to be gaining our health back during the game, and everything else is just kind of filler, like something to use to help us get there. That's what I really like is is almost every turn having the option to play something that has a restore or something that provides like great utility, right? So like
Hmm.
Tech Village Protectors Conquer Dawn versus Yoda, or like Obi-Wan versus the Luke unit. It's just real good. Like I've said this a lot. I love Blue Hero. I just love how it feels to play a card that seems real fair, and then if it can like do what it's supposed to do that turn, it usually provides you so much
Hmm.
utility versus just a card with good stats. Um, so yeah, this is what I'm hoping um, to run for Obi-Wan, and hope it does him justice. And we have another version,
But
a little
wait,
bit more
there's
fun.
more.
But wait, there is more.
All right, part two.
So, part two. The next one we have is Obi-Wan Milobi. This is the one to bring to your locals to make everyone hate you.
Yeah, I love this.
So this is I don't know about everyone else, but we in our group, Satine got revealed, and we were like, this is not okay for the game. This is very worrisome for the game in fact.
Mm,
So this is taking Obi-Wan's take on the deck, but adding in the mill package. Um, so that's kind of why I was in on mono, because you have to play Vigilance for 4, which is like our big mill card. But also we get to play Satine, which gives all of our boys mill. And Obi-Wan does this the best because on the 6th resource, he's just a huge body. We don't need to deal damage with this deck. We mill our opponent out with this deck, and then their deck deals damage to them.
hmm.
Um, so the notable differences is we're onto a lot more just straight up removal spells versus utility. Just because if our units are on the board and we're milling, we just need like those units to mill. We don't need to play more units. We just remove the units that are trying to take out ours. And then it's the addition of Satine, the Duchess's Champion, and then Entrenched. So the idea with Entrenched was to give our units more HP to either remove problematic units or just to mill more cards. Uh, it's just kind of a meme kind of thing, but of course it like fits Obi-Wan the most, I think, of being just the troll who mills your deck out.
Oh yeah, and like entrenched will add. I mean, it rounds up with Satine's effect, so adding an
Yeah,
entrenched allows you to mill an additional 2 on top of
correct.
whatever else. So,
Yeah, yeah. So it's like you look at it and it's +3, but really you're milling two. So it's not just one that you're milling.
hmm.
Yeah, yeah. It seems fun. I'm definitely like happy to try this out, but I don't know like if other people will be happy to try out against me.
Yeah.
The notable thing I'm not sure on Satine yet is it does give your opponents units that option as well to mill. So like the mirrors are probably going to be super sweaty. Restock's definitely going in the side deck,
Oh yeah.
maybe even in the main deck for this one. Um, but yeah, this is the other one that I'm happy. Just a little bit more gimmicky, but I think I still want to try it for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the additional removal makes sense because you're just you after you've got the milling going, you're not really dropping any units unless if it's going to give you, more of a milling advantage. And if you can get
Yeah,
that mill off sooner, you might just start ripping their answers,
right.
which
Yeah,
is just so frustrating.
it would be. Yeah, it would be bad. I can just see. Is this the new filthy blue boy? Who knows? Team Garage subscribers will get that reference.
Yeah.
um, So yeah, I it probably some changes that probably need to be made, but just an idea that came to mind. And I know people are talking about it. It's just kind of a little
Hmm.
under the radar right now.
Oh yeah. I mean, Satine came out for a reason,
Right.
and it's the only card that's obvious to it, maybe other than Vigilance. So, are we gonna get something else that's gonna make this just terrible? Probably.
Yeah.
Am I,
Yeah, exactly.
am I never going to play you again at locals? Probably.
If I sleeve up this, yes. Yeah.
Good auto wins.
Yeah. Yeah. Good auto wins. Would love to see aggro against this.
Yeah.
See how that fares. But
Mm.
yeah. So yeah, that is our two takes on Obi-Wan Kenobi for the first set 3 deck techs. Of course, if you like the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you could. That will help us out greatly. If you have any questions, let us know. Comments, suggestions. Otherwise, Team Garage, or Clone Force 23.
Oh,
Peace now.
peace out.
Space Tech, Spaceports, TCG, Card Sports, of course, till my voice goes hoarse. Welcome, wrecking, decking with the strategy, the energy, it's Clone Force 23. Space Tech.